Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNSFANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. There's been some serious buzz swirling around the Cleveland Browns lately, and it all centers on the ongoing evaluation of the team's coaching staff, specifically Kevin Stefanski. You know how passionate Browns fans are about our head coach, and there's been a lot of debate about whether he's the right guy to lead us to the promised land. Recently, an analyst issued a pretty blunt assessment of Stefanski's tenure, and honestly, it's got some fans worried, some defensive, and a whole lot of eager to see what's next. So let's break this down and see what's really going on behind the scenes. First off, Kevin Stefanski took over the Browns in 2020, and in his first season, he brought a breath of fresh air. He managed to lead Cleveland to their first playoff appearance in over 2 decades, which was huge for the fan base. That playoff run, even though it ended in heartbreak, showed glimpses of promise and potential. Browns fans have always been hungry for stability, consistency, and a coach who can get the most out of the roster. And let's be honest, with the talent we had on offense and defense, expectations were high that Stefanski would be the guy to push us into serious contention. But as the seasons went on, cracks started to show. The analyst's blunt assessment pointed out that, despite the initial success, Stefanski's coaching style and game management have often been viewed as overly cautious, sometimes even predictable. Critics argue that the team has struggled to execute in critical moments, especially in late-game situations where clock management and play-calling decisions come into question. The Browns have had their fair share of close losses, and some fans feel that these are signs of a head coach who hasn't quite figured out how to close out games at the highest level. Another point that has been under scrutiny is Stefanski's offensive scheme. Cleveland has invested heavily in offensive talent, including quarterback Deshaun Watson, running back Nick Chubb, and wide receivers like Amari Cooper. Yet, some fans feel that the offense hasn't always been as explosive or innovative as it could be. There's a belief that Stefanski relies heavily on a run-heavy approach, which can become predictable for opposing defenses. When the offense stalls or struggles to find rhythm, it raises doubts about whether Stefanski can adapt in real time, especially in high-pressure playoff situations. On the defensive side, the Browns have seen some ups and downs. The defense, which was supposed to be a bread and butter under coach Joe Woods, has at times looked inconsistent, especially against top-tier offenses. When your defense gives up big plays or stalls at crucial moments, it raises questions about the overall game plan and whether the coaching staff is doing enough to prepare the team for playoff-caliber opponents. Now, what's really interesting is how this assessment intersects with the current roster and upcoming schedule. The Browns have a talented team, no doubt, with playmakers on both sides of the ball, a solid offensive line, and a defense that has shown flashes of dominance. But talent alone isn't enough. It's about coaching, game management, and adjustments, especially in the postseason. Stefanski's record in close games and his ability to make tactical changes under pressure are now being scrutinized more than ever. Fans are also looking at the recent performances of Deshaun Watson. Coming into this season, expectations were sky-high for Watson to be the game changer, the difference-maker that elevates the Browns into true contenders. While Watson has shown moments of brilliance, inconsistency has been an issue. Some fans wonder if Stefanski's offensive system is fully harnessing Watson's talent, or if the coaching staff is still trying to find its rhythm with a quarterback who's adjusting to a new environment and scheme. The chemistry between Watson and his targets, along with Stefanski's play calling, will be critical in the coming weeks, especially as Cleveland aims for a deep playoff push. Let's not forget the division rivals. The AFC North has become more competitive than ever. The Cincinnati Bengals, Baltimore Ravens, and Pittsburgh Steelers are all stacked with talent and have shown the ability to win big games. If Cleveland wants to rise to the top, they need to maximize every inch of their potential, and that includes coaching decisions. An analyst's blunt critique might be a wake-up call for some fans who have been riding the Stefanski bandwagon, urging the team to consider whether a coaching change could be on the horizon if things don't improve. But here's the thing, Cleveland fans are resilient. We've seen rebuilds before, and we know that patience and persistence are key. The Browns have a rich history of overcoming adversity, and this season could be a turning point. The team's talent is undeniable, and if Stefanski can make the right adjustments and get the team firing on all cylinders, there's still a real shot at a deep playoff run. It's all about execution, discipline, and a little bit of that Browns grit that we all love. Looking ahead, the Browns have some tough matchups coming up, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Every game will be a test of whether Stefanski's coaching can adapt and elevate this team beyond the limits that have held us back in the past. Fans are eager to see if Watson can truly unlock his full potential under Stefanski's guidance, or if the coaching staff needs to make some critical changes to unlock the offense's explosive side. In the end, this debate about Stefanski's tenure is just part of the larger story. The Browns' quest to finally become a consistent playoff team and eventually Super Bowl champions. We've waited long enough, and every game, every play, and every decision is scrutinized because we know how close this team is to greatness. The passion in Cleveland runs deep, and whether you're optimistic or cautious about the future, one thing is for sure, Browns fans are more united than ever in the pursuit of that elusive title. Now, let's talk about some key players who could make or break this season. Deshaun Watson has been the centerpiece, and his ability to perform under pressure will be critical. The offensive line has held up well, providing Watson with the protection he needs, but consistency remains a question. Nick Chubb continues to be a beast in the backfield, providing that reliable ground game that keeps defenses honest. Amari Cooper has been a steady target and a spark in the passing game, but it's about more than just individual talent. It's about the team executing as a whole. On defense, players like Myles Garrett continue to be the cornerstone, a true game wrecker who can change the course of a game with a single play. But defense is a collective effort, and the Browns need to tighten up against high-powered offenses if they want to truly contend. That's what makes every game so critical. It's not just about talent, but about coaching, adjustments, and execution at the right moments. So, as we look to the future, Browns fans are both hopeful and hungry for more. The analysts' blunt assessment might have stirred the pot, but it's also a reminder that we need to hold our team and coaching staff accountable. We all want to see Cleveland rise to the top of the AFC North and make a real Super Bowl run. The journey won't be easy, but with the passion and resilience that defines us, there's no doubt that Browns fans will be cheering loud, pushing for every inch, and believing in our team every step of the way. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news.